What up, Coach Colin Castello with Shot Mechanics Basketball, and today I'm going to help teach you how to get Steph Curry range. All right, so Steph Curry's got insane range. He can shoot pretty much out to half court with the same mechanics as he uses on the three-point line. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take a few of those tricks and those tips. We're going to see if we can add them to your jump shot to instantly increase your shooting range today. Now, before we get too far into it, I also want to let you know you can get a free copy of my #1 shooting workout at the button above or the link in the description. This is a workout I use with pro players, college players, and this is a great way that you can train your jumper to be not only faster, more consistent, but also have deeper range just like Steph. So you're going to want to check that out. Now, the very first thing when we think about Steph Curry, let's start with the base or the foundation, right? His feet. So what you'll notice with Steph is he's getting ready to shoot. He shoots with what we call a tilt. Now, I know the old school style of teaching is squaring up, right? Where we're going 10 toes to the rim, facing at the basket. But the issue with this is, #1, it creates a lot of shoulder tension, and so that can cause a ton of stuff, right? If my shoulders are too tense, it's probably gonna make my elbow fly, and it's probably gonna be hard for me to get my hand behind the basketball. Two things that generally cause side-to-side misses. So what you notice with Steph is as he comes through and he's getting ready to shoot, his feet are slightly tilted off to the left. Notice how my right foot's closer to the line, pointing this way, my left foot's further back from the line. Now this tilt allows his shooting hip, knee, shoulder, elbow, everything to be in perfect alignment. So as he brings it up to his set point right here, everything's in a straight line so it can release straight, right? If I start to square up, all of a sudden everything's out of alignment, and as I biomechanically bring my arm up, look how my palm's facing. My palm's tilting this direction, right? So what Steph does is he tilts his feet just a little bit. So as he brings it up, now his palm is facing more towards the hoop, so we can get a perfect snap and a perfect release, everything in alignment. Now with the tilt, everybody's gonna be a little bit different. Some people, like Klay Thompson, might just like a little tiny tilt, right? Nothing too big. Some people might like a bigger tilt. So you're gonna wanna experiment and find out, #1, what's most comfortable for you, and #2, what ends up giving you the best results. So once you can do that and you figure out what works best for you, you're probably gonna be able to increase your range by 3-4 feet just from this one tip alone. So try that out. All right, so the next thing Steph Curry's really good at is having a smooth one motion shot, meaning that as he catches and he raises into a shot, the ball never stops from the time he catches to the time he releases, right? What we see with a lot of players is that they catch, they bring the ball up, and it pauses at a certain point for too long. Most of the time, this is because they bring it up and their legs are still loaded once it hits the set point. But what you'll notice with Steph is his ball hits his set point, which is right about at his kind of his eyebrow level. The ball hits his eyebrow right as his toes are getting ready to leave the ground. So if you freeze any footage of him shooting or whatever it is, or you take a picture, you notice that his toes are leaving the ground and the ball's right here by his forehead. And that's awesome because #1, he doesn't have to jump super high on his shot. And #2, it allows all that momentum from his jump to transfer into his body, into the basketball, and towards the hoop, right? It's kind of like throwing an uppercut punch. If I try to take my uppercut punch and just start it really close to the target, it's not gonna have that much power. But instead, if I can get it like a nice cock back and throw it up just like that, you're gonna get that upward momentum, and the more upward momentum, the more power, right? You can also think of it like hitting a baseball, right? If I'm trying to get momentum to hit a baseball, it's pretty hard to hit a home run if I hold the bat out in front of me like this and then try to hit it really quick. Instead, if I can get my hips into it and get that momentum and power into the shot, that's gonna make it much more powerful. And shooting's the exact same way, and Steph knows this, right? So what I highly recommend you do is take a look at your own jump shot and see when the ball reaches your set point, right? Your set point might be your chin, might be your nose, might be your forehead, whatever it is. See when it reaches it. And if it reaches that set point when your legs are still loaded, that means it's getting there too early and you're killing that upward momentum and you don't have a one motion shot. Again, it should hit that set point right when the toes are coming off the ground. So if you're at your nose, toes are coming off the ground. If you're at your forehead, toes are coming off the ground, right? Maximize that upward momentum and you're gonna get big time range increase immediately. All right, so the next thing that you notice that Steph does to increase his range is that he loads the ball a little bit lower. Now, as a basketball player, a lot of times you've probably taught triple threat right here, right? The ball up by your chest. And so we kind of start to think that this is where we should shoot from. But if you watch Steph shoot, most of the time he loads the ball lower down by his stomach or by his waist. And the idea is, this again comes back to the upward momentum we talked about with the one motion shooting. If he can start the ball lower, this travel time that the ball gets to come up gets to be that much more momentum that he adds into his shot, right? So as he's catching and he's loading and he's bringing it up, we get this and then it loads into your shot. Again, it might only be like 6 inches, 7 inches of space, but that's a difference between a lot of power, right? Think about the uppercut punch analogy I gave before. 2 inches away from your target, it's not a powerful punch, but if I can start lower and get my whole body into it, it's gonna be more powerful. So it's the exact same sort of thing. So one thing you can think about, especially if you're younger, you can load it even lower down by your thigh if you want to. A lot of coaches say don't do this, it's too slow, you'll never get your shot up. But I know NBA guys, I work with NBA guys that shoot with the ball down by their thigh, and they can still get it off at the highest level of the game. Now once you get, bigger, stronger, faster, and you can bring it up a little bit, that's okay. But this is one key to Steph Curry's insane range, is that he loads the ball a little bit lower. Now the other thing that you'll notice is as he loads the ball lower, it brings his chest forward. So what a lot of players do when they shoot, their chest points more up towards the rim, and so their hips don't fully load. You can see if I'm bringing the ball up like this, if my hips aren't engaged, I'm losing one of the three main power kind of motors in my shot, right? We got my ankles, knees, and hips. So what you can do is try to load your chest forward, just like this. It's gonna stick your glutes out a little bit, and that's gonna engage your hips and get that much more pop and power into your shot. So again, key here is you wanna load the ball a little bit lower, and as you do, you want your chest to follow the ball. Right? I always think about your body being like a giant spring and the ball's with it. So pretend we got like a big spring and the ball's in the center of it. As we load the body, the ball wants to load with it. As we explode the body, the ball's gonna explode as well. If you can do that, you're gonna increase your range immediately, just like Steph. All right, so if this video helped you out, feel free to hit that like button and then head to the comment section down below and let me know what sort of video you want to see next. This is a channel for the people, by the people, and I run pretty much everything I have for requests, so leave it down below and hopefully I'll get to it. And if you're new to Shot Mechanics, you're going to want to do two things. Number one, hit that subscription button, because we put out videos every week and they're all going to get you better, I guarantee it. The second thing you're going to want to do is click the button down here, and you're going to get a free copy of my #1 NBA shooting workout. This shooting workout is going to change the way you think about training your jumper, and it's probably going to help increase your shooting percentage the very first time you use it. So I highly recommend you check that out. All right, again, I'm Coach Colin Castell with Shot Mechanics Basketball. Thanks for watching, and until next time, splash.